That story. May your hearts be strong, because not every lesson comes with laughter. Some come with tears. Long before this village had roads, when moonlight was our street lamp and the river was our only mirror, there lived a young girl named Zainab. She was the only daughter of her mother, and her laughter could wake sleeping birds. Her mother loved her too much, maybe too much. Every evening, Zainab was sent to fetch water before sunset, because everyone knew when the sun begins to sleep, the river begins to wake. But Zainab was stubborn like dry yam. She believed nothing could happen to her. One evening, she followed her friends to the farm instead of the river. They laughed, they played, and forgot the time. When Zainab finally picked up her bucket, the sun was already sitting on the treetops. Her friend said, "Zainab, let us go tomorrow. Night is close." But Zainab shook her head. "My mother is waiting. The river knows me. Nothing will happen." She walked alone to the river. The birds had stopped singing. Even the frogs were quiet. She knelt down and dipped her bucket. That was when she noticed something strange. Her reflection did not blink when she blinked. She tried to stand, but her feet felt heavy, like they were growing roots. Then a voice came from the water. "Zainab." It sounded like her own voice. Before she could scream, something cold wrapped around her wrist and pulled her into the river. That night, her mother ran from house to house, crying like someone whose soul had fallen. The men took lanterns. The women called her name. We searched the forest. We searched the farms. We searched the river until our shadows became longer than our bodies. But Zainab did not answer. 3 days passed. On the 4th morning, she returned. She walked into the village barefoot, wet and silent. Her mother ran and hugged her, crying and thanking the heavens. But Zainab did not hug back. She only stared at the river. That night, she stood up and began to walk. Her mother followed her quietly. Zainab walked straight toward the river again. When her mother grabbed her hand, Zainab turned and spoke for the first time. "Mother, they are calling me home." Her eyes were not her eyes anymore. The elders were called. The oldest woman in the village said, "The river did not release her. It only sent her to say goodbye." Before the sun set the next day, they took Zainab to the river. Her mother held her and cried until her voice broke. But Zainab gently removed her mother's hands and stepped into the water. And the river closed over her like she was never born. After that, the elders warned everyone. No one must go to the river after sunset. But warnings are useless when people think stories are only stories. Some months later, a young boy named Kule went to fetch water at dusk. He wanted to prove he was brave. His friends dared him. He never came back. But this time, he did not return in the morning. 3 days later, the river flooded and carried his small shoe into the village. That was when fear became law.
"Grandma, were you there?"
"Yes, my child. I was Zainab's friend. We laughed together that day. I did not stop her. And that guilt followed me longer than any shadow. That is why when I tell you to come inside before dark, I am not being wicked. I am trying to keep you alive." Since that day, the village obeys the sun. When birds rush home, we rush too. When shadows grow long, we drop our buckets. Because nature also has rules, and those who break them pay with tears. My children, not every danger comes with noise. Some come quietly, wearing familiar faces.
Respect warnings, respect tradition, and always return home before the night starts asking questions.